Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to a very special What's Up vlog 137. It's final league race day today, and I'm incredibly nervous, even though I have one very clear objective, but really excited to see how this pans out. There are so many different permutations for where people can finish on the final leaderboard, so it's going to take a lot of number crunching at the end of it, but this promises to be a really fun one, I think. We're going to finish off in style using the venue for the first ever official WKG event, which was the Lava Laps 100 many moons ago. We are doing 15 laps of the volcano circuit counterclockwise. Fast, flat, furious, fiery, and pretty fitting for a closing stage, I think. We've got, it looked like we had a load of riders signed up for this race. Obviously, the main concern for me is the registered league riders, but the more the merrier. If this is a really packed race, it's going to make it even more interesting. Plenty of towing and tactics to be had along the way. I'm going to try something a little bit different for this final race, because I'd really like to capture the finish of everyone, if not most. And so I've set up my iPad running Zwift on my son's account, and my daughter is basically going to be the producer, director of the screen recording going on that iPad. So hopefully I'll be able to cut in. It might make it a little bit messy in terms of the commentary, but I'll try and cut into this vlog towards the end the finishing moments for every rider if I can. So fingers crossed that goes well. If not, this will just be a usual messy vlog that you've got quite used to over the years by now anyway. So there we go. Nothing more to say. Everybody's suitably psyched, ready, raring to go. I've got 22 minutes, not even done a warm up yet. Been rushing around a little bit this morning. So shoes on, spin, warm up, stretch. See you on the start pen. All right, here we go. Into the last minute of the warm up for the last race of the WKG Racing Series Winter League. I have my daughter over there on Millicam, and I will be trying to pick out some of the more interesting battles that are going on during the race with her screen recording, so I can edit it into this film. My heart rate's settled down after a pretty intense warm-up. Got 44 people on this grid, which I think is just the season D, so we're all going to merge in a moment. So for the last time in this series, good luck everybody, have fun, and ride on. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are off. Right, it looks like I missed the boat here with the group of my main rivals. I can see Darren Hunter, it's about 15 seconds ahead of me. Jane's in this group, which is handy. I can't see Catherine, and I can't see Duncan Bruce. And those four names, Darren Hunter, Jane Coates, Catherine Denton and Duncan Bruce, are my main threats for my league position. And like I say, Jane is here. I can't see Catherine or Duncan, and I know Darren's 15 seconds up the road. And I can, with the power of Millicam, I can now cut to the front group and have a look what's going on up there at the front of the race, whilst I still keep an eye on this, on my race here. Okay, immediately Millicam didn't work as we were hoping, for the simple reason that it allowed us to select a rider that wasn't in the event and has thrown us right out completely. So sorry guys, going to scrap that idea, but I will try and get a look at the rest of the field as the race goes on. I've been detached from the Jane Coates group a little bit here now as well, and try and get onto that if I can. I've got an aero
which should help.
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl.
Okay, I managed to claw my way back to the Jane Coates group. It looks like Catherine Denton is in here as well, which is handy. Yeah, there she is, a couple of wheels ahead of me. Whew. That was not good. Right, let's try and settle down now. Hey, Mr. Daly. Thank you for the ride on, buddy. For anyone that doesn't know, P. Daly is the winner of the Guess My New FTP competition. And there's a cap and a t-shirt winging its way to him for correctly guessing the exact number of watts of my new FTP. Oh, just cannot grab this bunch. Guys, I'm really not good. I'm gonna have to pull. Can't believe it. I'm gonna have to just try and finish. I can't race. I'm gonna try and catch my breath, but I can't chase that anymore. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Sorry. I'll keep watching, obviously. But I've just properly blown. I'll try and get something back. I'll try and grab hold of Paul Somerville when he gets to me if I can, but that's the worst I've blown up for a long time. I'm only 10k in. Alright, well, at least I can get to see what's going on with everyone else. So, still, my main rivals are all within this bunch. We've got TJ Boytentu, sorry. Catherine's there, Jane Coates is there, R. Edge, G. Anderson, C. Davis, F. Rodriguez, G. Taylor, F. Neri, P. Gasper, Phalo Viking, A. Tibbet. I didn't see Darren Hunter, is he still away? Can't see Darren there. There's Catherine. There's F. Rodriguez, Phalo Viking, F. Neri. Alright, then we've got a big jump, 49 seconds, up to Keith Denton and G. Wilcox. Then we go another 3 seconds. We have ZB, who is 19 seconds behind J. Salm, or Salm. 4 seconds up the road from J. Salm, we have Len Capel, who I think is challenging for a podium place in the C category. 4 seconds ahead of Len Capel, we have Shoes, who I think actually is S. Hose. And S. Hose is just joining onto the group now with, it's a big group here actually, Hans Petter Summerson, Oliver Higby, D. Anchors, M. Who was that one I was trying to click on? M. Vakagui, something like that. Then we have M. Suichi. N. Clements is in here. D. Crook's in here. J. Pocock. I've said Oliver Higby. Padron de Gas. G. Goditiabwa. Something along those lines. D. Ola. L. Oh, this is, we've jumped further ahead now. Or have we? Hang on. Yes, we have. Sorry. So that group there from Suichi, Brown Writer, Klim, Elias, Shadron, Wyken, or Viken, S. Jones, O. Cheese, C. Millett, L. I've done Whiteman, Ulstrud, Egner, Bauman. This is all at the head of the race. Mosbike, Jamie Swan's there I can see. Fournier, Overveld, Yves Linares is there, Kalkunis, Martin Bakker, M. Perrier, and there is our current race leader, M. Perrier.
Right, girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right.
Obviously, there are bonus points here for fastest lap as well, and at the moment, that looks like Dave Crook at 5:39.5. I'm not sure if that's just in this category or in the C category that I'm in. I think it probably is, but I'll be able to check that in a bit. I'm starting to be able to breathe again, which is nice. So Yves Linares now has just taken the front with Perrier on his wheel, along with about 15-20 other riders. A great looking group at the front here, now being led by R. Egner. Martin Bakker and G. Bauman just come through as well.
Right, yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right.
I had a feeling my race was going to go like this, if I'm honest, but possibly not quite as early as it did. Made worse by the fact I kept dropping off the group and then having to sprint back on. I just properly bonked. I'm feeling like I'm coming back now. I'm probably way out of it, but I will start up in the power again in a minute. All right, let's flick around and have a look at the what's going on in the D category. So we have C. Blakely, 2 seconds behind A. Kang. And then there's a 12-second jump from A. Kang up to L. Fraser, who is 8 seconds behind. See, I never know how to pronounce that symbol. I'm going to say Grassman, Jay Grassman. And Jay Grassman is 9 seconds behind C. Dobrowalski, who is 11 seconds behind P. Algebach. And then we have the first of the C riders, F. Kalk, 5 seconds behind H. Toshihiko, who is 8 seconds behind H. Ikoma. Then a 16-second jump up to E. Small. And then we have a little pairing 26 seconds ahead of Jay Lopez and Mike Mitchell. And they are 8 seconds behind me. They're doing a lot more, putting out a lot more power than me. I think I'm going to join up with these guys actually. Just sit with Mike and Jay Lopez for a while when they get there, which will be any second now, because they're setting a nice pace which will keep me feeling like I'm racing but won't absolutely destroy me. Let's just concentrate on this at the moment, wait for these guys to make the bridge. Okay, here we go, I'm with these guys. Okay, so we're back with me, tucking in with Mike Mitchell and Jay Lopez. And we are 10 seconds behind S. Lee, who is 12 seconds behind M. Sanger, C. Kohler, F. Rapp. Let's see who else. R. Vanden Hooten. And they're just 2 seconds off D. Thornton. So, like I say, I'm going to settle into this group for a little while, find my feet, get a nice little tow around by Mr. Mike Mitchell and Jay Lopez. I think that's Jennifer. So I'll sit staring at Jennifer Lopez's rear for a while. Let's get dragged around.
Say that it feels right.
Hey, thank you Mr. Wright for the ride on. I think I've missed loads while I was sort of panicking about my total collapse. And Mr. Benjamin Lansdowne Gray, thank you buddy for the ride on. Just frightening, we were about to be lapped by the head of the race. A Lafarge and Yves Linares, I think I just saw coming around to lap us. S. Jones is there, that's easier to say. A. Egner. think they're about 45 seconds behind us on the road. Do you know what I might try and do? If I can recuperate as the A's come past, I might try and go for that fastest lap bonus. At least salvage something from this race. Alright, I hope I don't get dropped from these guys. Try and go and have a look further up and see what's going on with the guys I was racing with. Okay, so there's Paul Somerville with N. Carlo, J. Ruff, Velo Viking just a few seconds up the road. Here is Mr. Viking. Mike Mitchell asking if I'm vlogging. This is getting plenty of airtime this week, so yes, Mike, you will be one of the star attractions of this week's vlog. Right, okay, so interestingly, Dave Crook is showing. I wonder if he's had some problems or if he's blown up. He's showing sort of behind the main bunch that I was with. So there's Darren Hunter. He's now been drawn back into the group. I mean, this is a strong group. There's Darren Hunter, Catherine Denton, F. Neri, Keith Denton now is in here. TJ Boyton. Sorry, this is terrible. Jane's in here. Jane Coates. We just saw Robert Mickelson's here. C. Kelly's here. G. Anderson's here. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. And then the next bunch up the road we have D. Anchors, but D. Anchors has stopped. Oh no, what's happened there? And we've got A. Virtue just ahead, who's also close to stopping by the looks of things. Then we jump forward, we've got Len Capel with J. Sam, G. Wilcox. And they are 36 seconds behind C. Blakely. Right, sorry, I will come back to that group, but I've fallen off the back of Mike Mitchell while I was doing that. Right, time for a little bit of power, I think. I've got to stay with Mike and J-Lo. Okay, 12 laps to go for me. I'll try and keep an eye on that, because if I get lapped, I need to remember that I've been lapped so that I can make sure I don't miss the finish of the front guys. I think I said if I get lapped, I meant when. That answered my question about Dave. Boom. He's blown up. It's happened to a few of us this morning, it seems. Mine, without making excuses, mine was kind of predictable because of the week I've had. Dave, it can work both ways, sitting by a pool having barbecues and bottles of wine. It can either really rejuvenate you and prepare you, or make it difficult to switch back on. But it might just be one of those days. Hey Darren, Mr. Smith, thank you very much for the ride on, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're getting plenty of training in for our spring adventure up the what do they call it? The Beast of Provence or something like that. Can't remember what the nickname is for Mont Ventoux, but some kind of monster or beast. Right, managed to get back to Mike and J-Lo. Well, nearly 2 seconds off, but I should be there very soon. Yeah, I think Dave might have blown because he went for the fastest lap time at the beginning. So he may still come out of this with some decent points. I don't know if he's still rolling to make sure he picks up the 1 point for finishing as well. Okay, and we have contact. So I've latched back onto these guys. I hope they're not expecting me to get to the front and do some pulling now, because that's not going to happen. Okay, we've been joined by H. Toshihiko, who is putting out some decent power to catch back up to our little trio. It'd be nice if we can take a little bit of a draft from him for a while. I think he's probably going just that little bit too fast. I'm really hoping to see some of the guys up front just blow up completely. Let's try and get a gap. So what's that? To Seigner and 114. So let's say 210 up to this point. Oh no, that's deceptive because they're the B's. I don't know. I'll come back and check that again in a minute. Right, Toshihiko's shot off, 4 seconds out the front of us. Still looks like we've got Grassman, Kalkunis, Padron, Klim at the front. I think Brian Roden was there still as well. Clements is there. Taylor's there. Goditiabois is there. Braun-Treiter is there. Yeah, Brian Roden is there. And I was going to say Kay Falk, but he must be close to getting lapped. Yeah, he's 15 seconds behind us. By the way, anyone that's signed up for the RAS, you can obviously include your fastest lap if you've already registered. So I'm trying to think who's in here that's already started their RAS. I'm not actually sure anyone's here. Let me think. Yves Linares, has yours started today? It might have done. Peter Wilson, I'm not sure you're in the race. Keith, does yours start today? Anyway, if you have started already, you can tick off Volcano counterclockwise the route on your RAS checklist using your best time from this race if you like. Now, it wouldn't be a bad one to use because I would imagine your average or your fastest lap time, if you use the group well, could be quicker on this than if you go out and attack it on your own. I stupidly haven't started mine yet, but that's because I'm still trying to focus on the Franklin workouts for now. Don't really want to interfere with that just at this point. But I am excited about getting started on it. Okay, I can see Dave Crook 50 seconds up the road and not moving. I hope he does get going again to try and finish, so he at least picks up a point, and if he does end up with the fastest lap, he does need to finish the race in order to get the bonus points. Hey, Mr. Olaf Bonk, thank you very much, buddy, for the ride on. And Zoe Collins from Team Type 1, great to see you both. Okay, K Falk has caught up and overtaken us. Thank you, Gavin, for the ride on. So I'm going to try and sit in Mr. Falk's wheel, get a little drag. J-Lo and Mike are still here, but they dropped back just a little bit. We have gone past Dave, so he's still not moving. Like I say, does need to finish the race if he wants those bonus points. Oh, it'd be terrible. Imagine if it comes down to that, deciding a position, and Dave didn't finish. So I have to rob him of 2 points, which if he's disqualified or doesn't finish would mean Oliver Higby would pick up those 2 points. And I have a feeling they're pretty tight in the league, those two. Okay, we're closing in on S. Lee, which will bring our little quartet back together, but with Mike 4 seconds off the back now. So that's myself, S. Lee, J-Lo and K Falk. And you can see the race leaders are just 32 seconds off my wheel now, with Braunreiter, Clements, Blom, Goditiabois. No, oh yeah, Jim Pocock's there as well. Wow. Nick Taylor's there. Kalkunis. It's a big group, so I don't get to see all the names, unfortunately, but that's a big, strong field right at the front of the pack. Right, do I risk jumping on to this lead group? They're only 16 seconds behind me. They're not actually doing ridiculous power at the moment, but they're doing a lot more than I am. But I might be able to hold on to them maybe for a lap and see if that can get me a faster lap time. I'm at 6:02 at the moment. The time to beat is 5:39 by Dave, assuming he finishes. I didn't see what Oliver's time was. Okay, here they come. Brian Roden leading the charge. 3.6, 5 watts per kilogram now, 8 for A Blom. I have to get my legs moving a little bit more just to stay with them as they approach, because that's going to be a fast moving train when it gets here. Oh, it's a shame I've not got a draft boost. That would definitely help. Okay, here we go. Hang on for dear life.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up, you can have it all.
Okay, so I've just seen, if Dave doesn't finish the race, it's Oliver Higby at 5:44 is the fastest lap at the moment in the C's. So I'll have to find, what's that, 18 seconds? Oh, that's no easy task, especially as Oliver is part of this group. So if I do it whilst being packed into this bunch, that only means he's going as fast as me anyway.
Watch me rip it off, I'll admit it. You got me feeling hella loved. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot call.
Hey, Mr. Lowe. Another BONK-A-THON tour. Great to see you, buddy. Well done on getting your new kicker. That should spice things up for you a bit on Zwift. I think the first thing you have to do is a live FTP test on your new trainer. I think that's only fair. I'm not sure what Darren's responding to with his message of sod that. I don't know whether that means someone has suggested some kind of attack or something, but it didn't look promising. Maybe someone might be having problems, trainer difficulty. That's terrible luck, whoever that is. And ever helpful Rich Patterson's suggestion to fix it is to pedal. What would we do without valuable technical advice from within the team? It looks like Darren might be done. Unlucky, man. He was one of the guys parked at the side of the road just then. This does seem to be a bit of a killer today. Pretty high rate of attrition throughout, it seems. I've been dumped off yet another group. So, rather deceptively, I'm here with Nick Taylor, Velo Viking. Actually, Velo Viking is on the same laps as me, so I am genuinely with Velo Viking, so that's cool. And Van der Houten, 8 seconds behind. K Folk, same laps as me, but Nick Taylor is a lap ahead. Wonder if we can try and help Nick to bridge.
Shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging, we going come harder. I can see you and I way beyond the start.
Yeah, you're right, the bridge is too long. There's Shoes, I think I was that said that.
Girl, I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.
Okay, so after my futile attempt to bridge back to the main group, albeit they're a lap ahead of me, I've dropped back now with K Folk, Nick Taylor, Velo Viking. And again, Nick Taylor is a full lap ahead of me as well. I managed to pass Darren, he's blown up. So that's one of my rivals out of the way. I've not seen Duncan Bruce still. Alright, I'm going to risk trying to have a look at the main bunch of C's with Catherine and Jane, Keith, etc. Aha, here we go. So, there is Catherine, still with Jane. They're working very nicely and putting out some really good power actually. Len's in there. Oh, sorry. Let me just try and run through this group properly. So we've got Len at the front, G. Andrelson, Jay Walker, Jay Coates, R. Mickelson, Jay Salm, G. Taylor, Jay Grassman, F. Nary's there, obviously Len Capel, Catherine Denton, Rich Patterson, Blakey is there, Right, let's try and work out the gap. So, I don't know. Oh, come on. Every time I look away, I get dropped. I'm still with Velo Viking, which is good because he's the only league challenge to me in this little bunch. It's really difficult to try and tell what the gap is between myself and the group I started the race with. I know it's not catchable with 8 laps to go, so 7 laps for all the guys ahead of me.
Feels right, it feels right, it feels right.
Oh no, Velo. Oh, Velo Viking's done. Unlucky, man. Another one bites the dust in what is proving to be one of the most torturous races so far. And once again, I'm all on my own. Do I try and catch Nick and Kay Folk again? I don't know. If they're working together, it's going to be a hard thing to do. Let's give it a bit of a push. See if it starts coming down. Right, back with Kay Folk and then Taylor. Try and settle down a little bit. Hey, Mr. Sharp. Thanks for the ride on, buddy. I'm just going to watch Nick over the line just to check the lap counter. If I'm right, he'll have 6 to go at the end of this one. Yeah, there it is. Oh, we're getting caught by a load of other riders again. Ah, I'll be spat out again. That's not good. Come on. Okay, clawed my way back again. I'll try not to waste my draft boost this time. Try and just hang on here. Hang on, I think that that group that just came past was actually the lead group lapping me for a second time. Jesus. Right, so they've only got 5 laps to go. I have to keep a close eye on that. Make sure I catch them over the finish line. My position league-wise is relatively safe, but I would like to beat Kay Folk if I can. I say league-wise, I mean in terms of my race position, not necessarily the league overall finishing. That's going to take some serious maths to work out, depending on where Jane, Catherine, where they finish. I don't think Duncan Bruce is in this, thankfully, because he was a major threat as well. My sole objective was just to stay with Jane and Catherine and Duncan Bruce and Darren Hunter, and I just blew up at the worst possible time because my concentration has been horrendous in this race. Keep dropping off. Okay, H. Toshihiko has joined us now. He's also a C category racer, so someone else I will be fighting at the line, I would imagine. Although he's got some good power, so I think he's probably just going to disappear. Yep, and there he goes. Okay, Toshihiko has decided to save his lungs and stay with us for a little bit, it would seem. I think that's because there's no one really worth chasing up ahead of him, so there's no point in him bursting away in vain and sort of blowing a gasket. Might as well stay with us and beat us by a metre as beat us by a kilometre. That said, he's up at 3.6 watts per kilogram again. So what do I know? Oh, I just missed it, but I think there was a change in the leader. I think it was Kelly, was it? If it was, I don't recognise that as a league rider. So the bonus points might still not be affected by that. Hey, Mr. Lel. Dan, thanks for the ride on, my friend. I still didn't get your registration for the RAS by the time this race started, but I'm sure it's been sorted out by the time you get to watch this vlog, or I hope it has. Alright, 6 laps to go for me, which means 4 for our leaders. So indeed, there was a new leader, but not in the league. So Oliver Higby's time of 5:44 is now the lap time to beat. Dave's clearly pulled out. Okay, we're coming up to lap A Schroeder in the D's. Good job, man. Okay, 5 laps. Try that again. 5 laps to go for me, which means 3 laps to go for the leaders. Thank you, A Simic and R Vickers, for the ride-ons. I'm just trying to hang on to this little quartet now. Actually, it's not a quartet because I've got M Signer just a second behind. So if we can tighten this up, I'm looking up the board. We're coming up to lap Mike Mitchell, and then M Johannesson is another minute up the road, along with Paul Somerville. I think that's too far to be able to bridge in this many laps, but we'll wait and see. I can see now the group I was with, led by, looks like Lafarge, is just a minute down the road from me, behind us, to lap us. So that makes them a good 5 minutes ahead in real terms. So I will keep an eye on them and try my best to catch everybody coming over the finish line for the final time in this series. As I mentioned, I don't think there's anyone around me that can threaten my finishing position in the race that's also registered in the league. So I may just switch off from my race in a moment, although I would really like to race it out with K Falk and H Toshihiko to the line, but I know if I start looking around, that's it, I might as well say goodbye. Okay, so here's Mike, 3 seconds ahead now, just coming up to join him. Alright, so the leaderboard's actually changing also, because it only holds the best times within the last 30 minutes. So my time now has gone up to 6:06 where it was 6:02. So it's not going to be as straightforward as just looking at that board at the end of the race. I'm going to have to check with the Strava segments. Toshihiko stretched away again a little bit. K Falk now looking to put in some kind of response, I think. Okay, 4 to go for me. Means 2 to go up front. Oh, I'm getting dropped by these guys now. Let's try and latch back on if I can, but Toshihiko's putting in real power at the front of that little bunch, dragging them away from me. I can feel cramp coming on when I do that.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
I think they know I'm done. Or am I? Here we go. Here we go. Just latch back on, hit the draft boost, take a breather, and hold on. Oh my God, I've done that too many times in this race. That can't be a good strategy. They're still trying to put the hurt on. We're now just 2 seconds off Johannesson. In fact, here he is, just about to go past. Good job, buddy. And that leaves us now 30 seconds behind Kohler, 40 seconds behind Somerville, Here, Mr. Rand. Thank you, my friend, for the ride on. We've got a real dilemma here of what to do. I think I'm going to have to sacrifice this race so I can watch everyone over the line. I absolutely do not want to miss that. And I think what I'll have to try and do is remember my perceived effort training in the Franklin workouts. See if I can, without seeing it, maintain the same sort of power, and hope that while I'm looking away at everyone else, I'm still in amongst this little quartet. Highly, highly unlikely that that's going to happen, but we shall see. Okay, here comes C. Cola. Oh, sorry, it's Cola Neri, or Neri. Right on. And next up the road for us is Paul Somerville, and he's actually on the same lap as us. So the other guys just then we were lapping. If we can catch Paul, it's actually for position, which would be nice. So still that main group of Mr. and Mrs. Denton, Jane Coates, Lafarge, Johannesson. Sorry, not Johannesson. Johannesson was one of the guys we just lapped. Willocks. I can't remember who else was in there, but they're still about 50 seconds behind us. So the best part of a lap ahead of us. All right, I hate to do it. I'm going to have to try and just keep pedaling and find the race leaders now. I've got to see this over the line. Alright, is this the front group? Certainly looks like it. So we have Viken in the lead, with O'Cheese just behind. Is this the last lap? Could well be. 66.5 kilometres. This might well be their last lap. What a tight bunch to be going all the way to the end like this. So we've got M. Fournier, Grousman, no, sorry, not Grousman, Jamie Swan leading the way at the moment. Now, is this going to be a sprint for the line now, or they're all hitting power ups, but that might just be to get rid of them before the start of the final lap. They're all lining it up. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Chidron, I think, got it. Oh, I can't tell. Oh man, I couldn't see. But look at that, PRs all the way over the line there, obviously on that final lap. Unbelievable stuff, guys. It was so tightly bunched it was impossible for me to tell who actually got the win. Right, at least we saw you over the line. Let's get back, try and see the next group coming through. I think Lafarge is going to be the next one over the line, and the guys he's around are a lap down, so forgive me if I've got this wrong, but it does look like A. Lafarge is going to come home next. Such a big bunch finishing all together at the end there. Sorry I couldn't commentate better on it. Alright, while we watch A. Lafarge, just looking at the timing screen on the side, it does look like I've caught Paul Somerville, which is good. I'm with Nick Taylor still, just about. So just keep an eye on my power, try and match those guys. Just looking at numbers while we watch A. Lafarge come up to the line. And he's got, looks like C. Kelly is the next rider after him. But he's at 1:11 down, so he's pretty safe. Okay, A. Lafarge coming up to the line to finish his race. Good job, man. Now looking at Keith Denton, who's starting his final lap. I think next up will be, who have we got? 65.2, Padron. Oh, 60, I saw some 66.1 here, Oliver. 66.4. This is distance into the race, by the way, that I'm going by. So it looks like Jim Pocock could be next. Can't see anyone with a greater distance than Jim. So Jim's pretty comfortable in his position now and just gently cruising up to the finish line, it would seem. So great job, Mr. Pocock, in this race and throughout the season. Great riding. And I think the next rider up is going to be Vakagui. Oh, NV, I'm going to call him or her. Don't worry about Thornton, that's just gone past Jim. They're unlapping themselves. So let's flick away from Jim. Well done, buddy. There's Vakagui coming over the line, and then it'll be David Potts. Who have I missed? Oh, Brian Roden's finished as well. Sorry you guys, I'm missing loads. Oliver Higby, just bang over the line. Great job. Then we go back. Who have we got next? Right, we've been passed by Keith. Looks like A. Tibbet. No. N. Clements. No. Padron. Who have we got? Dave Harmsworth, just in time. Great job, Dave. Over the line. And here's Padron just behind with D. Orla on his wheel. He's got an aero boost, anticipating a charge from behind, I think. Let's wait to see if this happens. I can feel that I've lost concentration and dropped off the group I was with, without a doubt. So Padron, whoa, it looks like Hans Petter Summerson nicked it from D. Orla just on the line. Oh, sorry I missed that, guys. Come out of the event module. Right, let's get back to me. Who else we got? So, Mr. Clements just finished. Great job, buddy. Back to me again. This is where it gets really difficult, is when people start finishing and it throws me out of the event module. Who's this we've got? Niall Simpson. I think he's going to be the next. He's crossed the finish line. Yeah, I think looking at the timing screen as we were watching that last little sprint, I think Hans Petter Summerson nicked it just on the line, but Padron managed to hold on just ahead of those two. So Niall rolling up casually to the line to finish his final league race in the Winter Series. Great job, my man. And I'm going to flick away because I think the next one up is going to be A. Tibbet with Willocks. Actually C. Wright as well. Why? C. Wright's showing a greater distance. So hang on, what's happening here? Yeah, C. Wright is showing a greater distance than Willocks, but is 8 seconds further back on the road. Must have got lost at some point. Okay, A. Tibbet over the line. Great job. Followed by G. Willocks. Done. Well done, buddy. And here comes C. Wright. And next up should be Mr. Keith D. Well done, C. Wright. Here comes Keith. Yeah, look, I've rolled off way off the back of Paul Somerville. I can see on the timing, so I'm actually going to put something in. I'm about 20 seconds off as we watch Keith come up to the line. And he's, well done Keith, he's 3 seconds ahead of Nick Taylor. Good job, my man. And Boyatenutu over the line. And next I think we're going to have G. Taylor. And G. Taylor's just 3 seconds ahead of Anderson. And then there's a whole group just a further few seconds back. I'm just trying to keep myself in touch with Paul Somerville. G. Taylor quite wisely has had a bit of a dig here just to fend off any attack from behind. Good thinking, great riding. Well done, my friend. And now we've got G. Anderson, as you can see, very close behind. And he's going to be followed by what looks like Catherine. No, Robert's nicked it. Robert, then Catherine, then Joel. I think Robert might have just done me a massive favour. Then Jane's come over. Rich Patterson's come over. Neary's come over. All right, good job, guys. Right, back to me. So, is it M. O'Dwyer? Is that who's next? Looks like it could be. Okay, let's just see M. O'Dwyer up to the line. Nearly there, last corner. Great job, buddy. Following you will be SKM. Mike Mitchell just unlapping himself there from M. O'Dwyer. Okay, well done, buddy. Let's see, SKM, a little way behind, but next up in the finishing order. I have no idea where I am in relation to Paul Somerville or H. Falk. Toshihiko is the other guy that was with me, he's way ahead. Falk and Somerville, they're only, well, they're about 20 seconds, no, about 15 seconds apart. Excuse me. 15 seconds apart. I think I was about 20 seconds behind Paul Somerville, so it's looking unlikely. Well done, Kiam, over the line to complete your race. Good job. Okay, yeah, I'm 25 seconds off Paul Somerville, and I think this is the last lap. So we have M. Carlo. Is it M. Carlo the next one to finish? It looks like it could be. I can see the power I'm putting out on the sideboard. I'm just trying to keep Paul Somerville honest. Just give him a little bit of a scare if I can. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough to close him down, but might make it interesting. I'm just keeping an eye because Toshihiko is actually closing in very fast on Cola here. Oh, sorry, on Carlo. Is Carlo going to get to the line? Just ahead? I think he is. There's Toshihiko, yeah. Well done, Carlo. Managed to make it just ahead of Toshihiko. So here's next up is Falk. And you can see Paul Somerville in the background there as we watch K Falk. And I'm not too far behind Paul now. There is Mr. Falk. Nice dig to the line. Great job, my friend. Great race. All right, I'm going to flip back to Paul. I'm far too far behind. 20 seconds. And he's got 3 watts per kilogram. Up and over. Great job, my man. Well done. And then it's me. Strange race from my point of view. Very up and down. But that's it. The end of my winter league. I'm just going to flick back to, I won't do that now. I'll try and catch everybody else. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to, am I? So I've come out of the event module. Apologies guys, I can't watch everybody else that's coming over the line. Alright, well, that wasn't much fun actually. I just destroyed myself really early on. It just meant I was running a completely different race for everybody else, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I am really, really intrigued to see how the points situation pans out now. See if I manage to hold on to my position. See if any of the podium places change. The winners, incidentally, were already secured from the last race. We have, I'll do a proper announcement on the forums, but we had Brett Smith winning the B category, followed by Rickard Johansson winning the C category, and Mr. Dwight Williams winning the D category. As I've mentioned loads of times, we didn't actually have an official A category set up in this series because at the start of it we didn't have enough registered riders, but that's something I'm looking to put right for the next series. But we had some phenomenal performances and races with A category riders, the likes of Yves Linares, Thomas Horan, Martin Backer when he moved up to the A's from the B's, Tim Fulford, Paul Sharp. We had some real good battles there, and it was a shame if it seemed like I was ignoring the A's, but from a league point of view, like I say, I had to try and concentrate on the point situation, which wasn't relevant in that category. Anyway, let's run through the overall finishing order. So, with the win and a heart rate of 118, which is phenomenal, S. Jones, followed by L. Prins, followed by A. Chidron. That's the podium, the overall podium. So well done, guys. Then we have L. Viken, G. Bauman, M. Fournier, J. Swan, Y. Linares, C. Milo, and P. Mosbach, rounding off the top 10. Next up, we have M. Backer, O. Cheese, A. Lafarge, C. Kelly, S. Hose or Shoes, J. Pocock, M. Vakagi. I've said that 15 different times and got it wrong every time, I'm sure. Likewise with this next one. L. Braunreiter. Next up, D. Potts, B. Roden, O. Higby, D. Harmsworth, Padron de Gas, H. Summerson, D. Ola, N. Clements, N. Simpson, A. Tibbet, G. Wilcox, C. Wright, Keith D. N. Taylor, T. Boytentiu, G. Taylor, G. Anderson, R. Mickelson, Catherine Denton, J. Walker, J. Coates, R. Patterson, F. Neary, M. O'Dwyer, S. Kiem, M. Carlo, K. Falk, P. Somerville, M. Neal, E. Small, M. Siner, J. Grassman, and D. Thornton. And there are some other finishers still out there, and as always, it is absolutely not my intention to ignore you. I've just been thrown out of the event module, so I can't watch you, and you're not yet showing on the finishing board. Right, I'm going to go through the categories. Interestingly, we've got B, then A, then C, then D. This in that order at the top rather than A, B, C, D, which is strange. Okay. Apologies again to non-league riders, but I'm just going to focus on the league positions here for to try and work out who gets which points. So it looks like our B category winner is Jamie Swan, followed by David Potts, who was promoted to the Bs, I believe. Was it you, David? So that is a stunning performance, if that's right. Next up, Brian Roden, then Dave Harmsworth, Padron de Gas, Hans Petter Summerson, Neil Clements, Nick Taylor, and Paul Somerville. They are the league riders in the Bs in that order. Great job, guys. I'm going to come back and give you all ride-ons in a minute, but you don't really need to watch that. So in the A's, again, no league riders here, but the finishing position: L. Prins, L. Wynken, G. Bauman, Yves Linares, C. Milo, and Martin Backer. Great job, guys. All right, C category. This is where I get a little bit scared. So, C category winner, Mr. Jim Pocock. Great job, buddy. Followed by Oliver Higby, and then Niall Simpson rounding off the podium. Then we come down to 4th place for Keith Denton. Then Robert Mickelson, Catherine Denton, Joel Walker, Jane Coates, Rich Patterson. So yeah, Robert Mickelson did manage to nick it by half a second on the line from Catherine, which could have done me a real favour points-wise. So we shall wait and see how that pans out. So where did I get to? Jane Coates, Rich Patterson, and then me in the league. So I can't even think to work out the points on the top of my head, but it's obviously we've got the situation of taking out any lower scoring races if you've done more than 7 races, and you know how it works, kind of. D category. Okay, let's have a look. We have no league riders finished yet, and I've got a feeling Mike Mitchell was the only registered league rider in the D category today. What might be more interesting here is actually just to go down and eliminate the guys that are not in the right category. So, M. Vakagru, disqualified. A. Tibbet, disqualified. TJ Boytentiu, disqualified. M. O'Dwyer, disqualified. S. Keam, disqualified. So the winner, M. Saingner from the Ds. Congratulations, Mr. Saingner. Sanger. I'm so sorry for the pronunciation. Jay Grassman, 2.6, slightly over categories. That would get you a strike and not a disqualification. So well done on second place in the Ds. And D. Thornton, again, a strike, not a disqualification. So congratulations on third and a podium place in the Ds. And like I say, I think Mike Mitchell, who will be next to come in, is the only registered D rider in the league. Right, I'm going to... Oh, my word, what is going on with my throat today? Right. Right, I'm going to quickly fire out ride-ons. You don't need to see this, so I will cut so that is all done when you come back now. Right, so that's all the ride-ons given. Like I say, still some riders to come in. Apologies if I don't sort of hang around to watch that. In fact, you know what I can do? Let's get views on Mike Mitchell, who's coming to finish up now. So we'll keep an eye on Mike while I wrap the video up. No disrespect intended by that, Mike. Wow, what a series. What a race. Didn't go anything like... Oh, look at that timing. My GoPro's just turned itself off. Didn't go anything like how I had envisaged in my mind, but kind of how I had expected given the way I'd been feeling this week. Massive, massive congratulations to all the winners and everybody that took part and managed to grind their way through what were some pretty soul-destroying rounds in this whole series. The 111 obviously springs to mind. Three-way, this one, quite a few. I mean, this one, I think I saw more bonks in this race than any other. So there you go, there's the video title right there. Bonk Fest or BONK-A-THON or something like that. Anyway, that's it. Another series done. Really pleased with how it went. I like the new point structure. Much prefer it to how we did last time. I think it worked really well. Gives everybody something to race for all the way up and down the categories. What can I say? Thank you all so much. You all made this so entertaining. I'm just going to give Mike a ride on while now he's just finished. And Jay Baker, don't know why, but there we go. You all made this league what it is. Absolutely fantastic. The team spirit with friendly rivalry. You know, everybody wants to win. It's a race after all, so it's not all about there are no winners and losers. There clearly are winners and losers. We're doing it with a competitive spirit, but with the most sporting attitude and spirit of any race league I've ever been involved in, I have to say. And I don't mean any disrespect to other race leagues out there. It's just I've not had enough experience of them to comment. But absolutely phenomenal. Each and every one of you that took part, I'm so grateful for the way in which you did it. No bickering. If there were any disputes, they were dealt with quickly and we moved on. It was just absolutely fantastic. You've all deserved a nice long rest now. Or you could sign up for the ultimate Zwift endurance race. That's right, I'm going to try and plug the RAS again. RAS, Race Across Zwift. Just check it out. I can't bother to go through the details of it, but basically it's 29 courses on Zwift. That's 900 kilometres or thereabouts, 12,500 metres of climbing. And you've got to complete all of those available routes on Zwift within a 14-day period. Fastest combined time is the RAS Champion. There are kind of two categories actually. There's the RAS Champion, which is we combine the times of all of the segments spread over the 14 days. But you will also be highlighted for whoever does it in the shortest time from start to finish. So there are some absolute serious extreme racers out there that will be looking to take this on in one go. So that's all 29 courses with whatever rest they allow themselves in between, but in the true spirit of an ultra endurance race. So it may be finished in 2 days. It might not be the fastest segment times, but the start time to the end time, that is the that's their goal for these actual, what can we call it? What's beyond the ultimate endurance race? I mean, it's just stupid, to be frank, but I totally am in awe of the guys that put themselves forward for this. So anyway, there are, it's all one leaderboard, but there are two columns, one that shows your total combined segment time, one that shows your start to finish time. And so we could effectively have two different champions. So go and just check it out. on the website, forums, whatever. It's all the details are there. It's going to be good fun. But there we go. I am done. My next job is organising the details for the next race series, which I think we'll have a good month's break before we kick off with that. Everybody's busy doing workouts. We've got the summer season starting over here in the UK, or say spring summer season starting for outdoor riding, which, contrary to popular belief, I do actually like to do a fair bit of myself. But for those that don't or can't, it's always nice to have a Zwift League running at the same time. There's going to be some flexibility with quite a few of the races on these, in that there will be 24-hour windows to complete these races as individual time trials. Not all of them, just a handful of them. So what I'm hoping that will enable is more people to complete the minimum required number of races. Right, I'm getting tired talking. Right, before I get emotional, I'll just once again thank you all so much for racing. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being part of the most phenomenal group of guys and girls on Zwift or on Facebook or anywhere, to be frank. All right, I'm going to shut up. Catch you all next time. Ciao.